How'd you like to finish the college basketball season paying under $30 per week? Between now and Selection Sunday on March 12th, there's still tons of regular season college basketball action to go. Plus, all of the conference tournaments and WagerTalk and Sports Memo are announcing their March Madness Bonanza special that will include the rest of the college basketball regular season, conference tournaments, NCAA tournament through the national championship, and any plays released in the NIT or CBI tournaments. That's right, from Monday, February 27th through Monday, April 3rd, there are 5 full weeks of hoops action, which breaks down to under $30 per week. Sign up for this promotion now on your favorite handicappers homepage and get the rest of the college basketball season through the national championship in Houston on Monday, April 3rd, plus all non-March Madness tourneys, including the NIT and CBI, all for only $149. That's under $5 a day for one of the best betting experiences in sports. Some call March Madness the most exciting time in sports betting, so act fast as the March Madness Bonanza special is only available for a limited time. Grab your favorite college basketball handicapper, or perhaps add 2 or 3 college hoops experts to make this March Madness not only exciting, but also profitable. No coupon is needed, just head to the homepage of the handicapper of choice and lock the $149 price in now. As the earlier you sign up, the more days you receive. How do you like to finish the college basketball season paying under $30 per week? Between now and Selection Sunday on March 12th, there's still tons of regular season college basketball action to go. Plus, all of the conference tournaments and WagerTalk and Sports Memo are announcing
welcome everybody to WagerTalk Today. I am Lawrence Prez, Santa Prez, as we call me now, with this
NCAA
ridiculous
tournament
beard.
through the national
That
championship,
handsome
and
cat
any
is
plays
Teddy
released in the
Covers.
NIT or CBI
And you're
tournaments.
watching the best
That's right,
daily
from Monday,
sports
February
betting
27th
show on the
through Monday,
planet.
April 3rd,
Teddy, man, we
there are
have
5 full weeks
so
of hoops action,
much
which
to
breaks
talk
down to
about.
under $30
Set
per
the
week.
show up.
Sign
Let
up for this
everyone
promotion
know
now on
who's
your
on
favorite
what we're
handicappers
talking about,
homepage
and then
get
we'll
the rest
get
of the
into all the
college
juicy
basketball
stuff.
season through the national
Sure,
championship
then we'll get
in
into how
Houston
hot
on
you are.
Monday,
Nice
April
job
3rd,
with the 5-0
plus all
sweep
non-March
last night,
Madness tourneys,
Mr.
including the
President.
NIT
And when
and
you don't
CBI,
hype
all
it,
for only $149.
I get a chance to hype you.
That's
Well
under
done.
$5 a day for
Today's
one of
show,
the best
Steve
betting
Merrill's going to lead
experiences
us
in
off. He's going to
sports.
talk a little college hoops.
Some call March Madness the
Florida
most exciting
International
time in
against
sports betting,
Louisiana
so act
Tech.
fast as the March Madness
Mid-major
Bonanza
action,
special is only
and
available for a
Arizona
limited
against
time.
USC.
Grab your favorite
Major
college
action. That's the
basketball
ESPN
handicapper,
game
or
and a
perhaps
late
add
night
2 or 3
action
college hoops experts
on
to make this March
Thursday.
Madness not
Skee
only
Profit's
exciting,
going to
but
join us
also
next. He's
profitable.
going to talk props for
No coupon is needed.
Clippers
Just head to
and
the
the
homepage
Warriors,
of the
the
handicapper of
Wizards
choice and
and the
lock the
Raptors,
$149 price
the
in now.
Pacers and the
As the
Spurs. He's
earlier
going to
you
give us
sign
a
up,
pair
the
of
more
props
days you receive.
for the last 2 of those games. And of course, Kyle Anthony going to close out the show. He's got a pair in UFC. He's going to talk about John Jones versus Cheryl Gain and Tabathia Ricci versus Jessica Penny. My big game breakdown. We'll talk a little West Coast college hoops. And of course, if we get 100 likes, we'll have Lawrence's presidential address to close out the show. There's the Thursday edition all set up for you, Lawrence. Now, go be hyper and hype yourself.
Well, listen, firstly, thank you for shouting out. I went 5-0 last night for my clients. And what I wanted to make mention was this. Look, I went 0-2 in the presidential address yesterday. I lost both plays. You did not. I'm just guessing you didn't win your big game breakdown.
Nope.
And, you get abused a little about your big game breakdown. And when I lose in my presidential address, I get abused as well. And I really wanted to point out, guys, man, 5-0 in all bets last night, 4-0 in hoops, 1-0 in NHL. Teddy is rocking and rolling as well. I don't know how these people think we could come up with 10 winning bets a day, Teddy. It is almost impossible to win with your clients day in and day out. And then we have to do the free picks on top of that. Man, it's hard. It's tough to find bad lines for 7 games in a day.
I'm well aware. I've been doing this for 25 years. It's never easy. And as soon as you think it's easy, that's when you get humbled. I mean, it's like clockwork. So, I'll talk about it in what bettors learned last night. I'm well aware that my big game breakdowns have been subpar of late. We'll see if we can turn that around today. And if we can't, we'll see if we can turn it around tomorrow.
Yeah, and look, we try our best, but I mean, the number one priority period is the client plays. And, you go and you You go and you give out 4 plays in the daily presidential address and go 0-4, and your clients go, 4-0. It's a incredibly successful day, no matter how you slice it. So, guys, no bugging Teddy about his big game breakdown. The guy is
They're
a
allowed.
machine. Yeah, okay, they're
They're-
allowed.
Yeah,
So
we'll talk about it.
Teddy, yesterday I made mention that if you named your dog Prez, which by the way, I think is a great name for a dog. I say that unbiasedly. If you name your dog Prez, you get a month all access. I said I'd give it to the first person to name their dog Prez. We had 2 people already claim that they're going to name their dog Prez. One's a Yorkie, which seems so appropriate because they don't shut up. The bottom line is I will honor that for those 2 guys, but they have to get me proof. I need a picture of the dog with a dog tag that says Prez. I spoke to head office. We're even going to use these dogs in our commercials and as mascots. So we are excited. Personally, I'm excited to know that a dog was named after me. Oh, warm all over.
So-
Steve Merril joining us. Steve, would you name your dog Prez? Yeah. Okay, dude. Johnny pointed that out as well. If those 2 guys want to do that, so be it. But I got to have a dog tag that says Prez because we're still going to use them in the promos.
I saw the one tweet where it wasn't a dog tag, but he made a little sign that says Prez by his dog. I thought that
I
was
didn't
cool.
see that. What?
Yeah. Well, look on Twitter once in a while.
Yeah, okay, dude. I got other things to do. I did the Wordle yesterday in 3. Steve, Teddy,
Ooh.
you guys Wordle?
No.
My 11-year-old's into that. They're into the world. There's one for countries now, Prez. That's the one the kids like, the country one. You have to guess which nation it is. Teddy would actually like that.
Oh, well, I'll give that a go. I
forget what it's called. It's in the Wordly family, I think. So look that up.
Okay, brother, let's get to it. College hoops. We got 2 games to discuss. Florida International at Louisiana Tech -5.5 is the spread. 143.5 is the total. How, my friend, do we bet this game?
Yeah, we're going to talk about a late night national TV game in a moment, a more high profile game. But this one's actually the first game on the board at 7 Eastern tonight on Thursday. And to a little bit of an ugly matchup here. Not a game I normally look at, 2 13-16 teams, but I thought there's some situations here that actually point towards Louisiana Tech -5, and that's why I wanted to mention it here on the show. I know what Teddy's going to say. First of all, this team has lost 6 in a row, and they've lost 8 of their last 10 straight up, and now I'm laying several baskets with them. But upon further inspection, you look at each of those last 6 losses, they've been an underdog or pick in every one of those games. And the pick game was one was on the road. That was actually at Florida International, which they lost by 4, which once again saying they should be the better team. They went on to lose 5 in a row after that as a dog and as a home pick. So basically they were the inferior team in every one of those following games. And they've only been favored a couple times over the last month. But the last 2 times they were favored, they won by 8 and 11 points as a 4 and 8 point favorite. Now they're favored tonight. And this is a situation that actually works pretty well in sports. And as a season ticket holder of the William and Mary Tribe for the past 23 years, I'm well aware of below average teams. And when they get an opponent they can beat, they normally do so. And it's something I've seen year after year. I don't think they overlooked this game tonight. They had the revenge motive. Not that that's a huge factor, but they did lose to them on the road, as I mentioned. But more so, I think it's a winnable game for a team that's struggling. And it's not like Florida International is anything great. They've lost 4 in a row straight up and ATS, and 5 of their last 6 outright. So take a look at Louisiana Tech -5 tonight. A little bit of a hold your nose, pull the trigger play.
So here's the question. I mean, when it comes to laying points with mediocre to bad basketball teams, I mean, La Tech, let me just check the numbers real quick. I see him as I've got him as two covers all year at -8 or lower. This just hasn't been their role. Is that the kind of thing that concerns you, or is it, look, they're in revenge, they're at least as good, if not better, than the opponent they're going to face, and their opponent's not any good, and that's worth laying? Or does the fact that this team just hasn't been able to cover these type of numbers is that a big concern?
So, Teddy, if you go back to early January, they've been favored 3 times, and they've won and covered all 3 of those 8, 11, and 11-point wins. And they're 0-10 straight up in all other games. So, this has actually been a great role for them. In fact, if you've just blindly played the money line here, you'd be 13-0, play on them as a favorite, play against them as a dog or pick. So, I think it's a situation that is working, actually, and that's why we get some value with it tonight.
Steve Merril joining us, everyone. Steve, you always are up to date on the promos. Matt Hoffman writes, does anyone know if WagerTalk is running any March college hoops pick promos? I got to believe we are. I
Yes.
mean, so do you know of any of them offhand? We just
Very
ran a
simple.
commercial.
Yeah, it just went live on Monday. No promo code needed. Each and every capper, so you can get both me and Teddy, maybe the Prez as well.
Maybe,
149, the rest of college basketball.
Number one hoops
149,
expert
and
at
that went on Monday.
WagerTalk.
Hey, Prez, every day that you get it's a day sooner that you're saving, right? Because it was a 149 flat fee. The rest of college hoops, an instant $100 discount. That went online Monday. Missed a couple days, but not too late to get on board. Get the next month plus.
So $149. Sorry, Teddy, go ahead.
It's important to note that's all inclusive. There's nothing more to buy. There's no bait and switch. You pay $149, you get every single college basketball play through the end of the NCAA tournament, and that includes all CBI plays, all the smaller tournaments, and of course everything in the big dance. So that's one of the things I always appreciate about the pricing at Wager Talk and Sports Memo. There's no nonsense to it. You get what you get, and in this instance, you get every single college basketball release through the end of the season.
Yeah, and listen, I wasn't planning on doing that promotion, but Matt asked. It was a good question. So there you go, $149. Anybody's college basketball plays all the way through to the end. No coupon code required. Steve, Arizona playing USC tonight. It is an 11 p.m. Eastern game. A little late night action. -2.5 for Arizona, 154.5 for on the line. What do we do here, brother? Who should we bet?
Yeah, 2 very good teams here. These 2 teams are 45 and 13 combined this year, and that, of course, is because Arizona's 24-5. Very good. But USC is a solid 21-8, and they've been 14-1 at home. And this is something I look for this time of year, is we look for strong home courts wrapping up the final week of the season. Now, it's not the last home game for USC, and that's an angle that, we can argue over the years has become less. Senior night isn't as important because there's not many seniors on these rosters, but teams still normally step up for their final home regular season game. That is not this game. USC finishes in a couple days on Saturday against Arizona State. But I still think it's a pretty good spot to use USC here. They have a solid revenge motive after losing by 15 at Arizona a month and a half ago. They shot terribly in that game. And I always like to see that when I'm looking at revenge spots. And it's not that they're mad, they want revenge. It's just a second meeting angle in which the box score is pretty lopsided. They're down by 15 at the half. They lost by 15 overall. Shot 37% from the field, just 23.5 from 3. And Arizona, on the other hand, was 12 for 24, 50% from 3-point range. I doubt that happens again on the road here against a USC team that's allowing just around 33% from beyond the arc this season. Really good interior defense. That's why Arizona had to make those outside shots, but I think it's less likely to happen on the road in the rematch. And Arizona's also got a look-ahead game at UCLA on deck as well on Saturday. So I think this is a good spot to take a live home dog tonight. This is a team that's 14-1 straight up at home this year, playing with revenge now, and we get a couple points on top of that. So take a look at USC tonight at 11 Eastern.
So if I'm playing this game, I'd be on the Trojans as well. So I guess my question is only a theoretical question. If we're going to talk, but the reason I didn't play, Arizona is better than USC. From a spot standpoint, I can't say I hate this spot more. For Arizona. I mean, it's a bad, they're coming off a loss to Arizona State. They have UCLA on deck, and this is a meaningless game for them in a conference that they can no longer win in the regular season. So I get the USC piece of the equation. But isn't Arizona the better of these two teams? I mean, Arizona for me, and the other thing that concerned me is that they haven't lost back-to-back games all year. They are 4-0 straight off their 4 previous. So, how do you respond?
Yeah, I think Arizona is the better team, and that's obviously why they're the road favorite. And I get what you're saying. I mean, in a basic, straight up win situation, you do normally want to try to back the better team. I'll be honest, the biggest concern I have in this situation is something you kind of touched on there, Teddy, is that Arizona was definitely the better team in their last game and didn't win, but that actually concerns me because, as you said, they lost, as a 12-point favorite at home against Arizona State. Two ways it can go, right? That could either be a wake-up call, which is a concern tonight, or as you kind of said as well, they don't have a lot to play for this week. Next week and the following weeks are more important. And I think that obviously showed in that Arizona State game. They also failed to cover at home against Colorado, winning by just 10 as a 12.5-point favorite as well. So definitely can make a case that Arizona's not all in right now in this final week of the regular season.
Steve Merril. You can find him over at WagerTalk.com, exclusive handicapper to our group. Steve, you never come on the show without promos to the point where, they make fun of you, but that's okay. They make more fun of me than anybody else. What do you got for our clients today?
Not sure who they are that are making fun of me because last time I checked, people loved discounts. So, you mentioned the one promo already, the 149 for the rest of college hoops. That works out to just over $30 a week. If you're not ready to take that plunge, though, what I wanted to do was give someone a smaller package. So if you'd like to get a 7-day college hoops or a 7-day NBA, by the way, we talk college hoops today. I'm number one in 2023 in NBA at WagerTalk.com. So don't forget about pro basketball. Use promo code DUNK39, 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 and get 7 days of college or pro for just $39. That's every play, every day and night for 7 days straight. College or pro hoops, you can use it for both. Dunk39, Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. And don't forget about the free plays. I post those each and every day. We had Ohio State last night as an outright underdog winner, now in a 20-8, 71% free play run over the past month. Those are free every day on my page, Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com.
Outstanding stuff. Well, that's it for Steve Merril. We got Skee joining us shortly. Daniel's son, put that picture up. Look at that little cutie. So that's the picture that was put on Twitter. It's from Joshua. That dog is adorable. Joshua, look, we're going to honor this. You're going to get your 1 month all access to me. But more importantly, Teddy, what Joshua gets is a gorgeous freaking dog with a stunning name. Absolutely love that little mush ball. But I still need to see a dog tag. The little sign. I believe Josh is going to name his dog Prez. I believe him. But we need a dog tag. Josh, you can go on Amazon. You can get one for like $12. It'll be at your house by tomorrow. Put it on the neck of that little cutie pie. And, man, we're going to make that adorable Yorkie a mascot for the show until it bugs the crap out of Teddy. Then we will probably continue to do it. Teddy, I got a 5% play up tonight in the NBA, and I'm pretty damn pumped about it, man. With that said, what goes through your mind when you go 5-0 on a Wednesday and then you put up a 5% play on Thursday? Or you're like, one day too late? Or I'm rocking and rolling?
When you're seeing things clearly, and you try to make as much money as you can when you're seeing things clearly. So I have no hesitation off a big night coming back the next night with a big play. I wouldn't argue with what you're doing today at all. Best of luck with your wager. And frankly, I'm on the same side as you, just not as strong as you. But of course, the line that both of you, that you and I got down on, unfortunately, that line's not available anymore.
Okay, then. Skee Profits, everyone. Skee, welcome to the show, brother.
Appreciate it. It's good to be back on here with you guys. I've been doing pretty solid the last couple of days. I think I've had 5 profitable days in a row. So let's try to make it a 6th one with some plays here on the show.
Excellent stuff. Skee, let's get straight to it. We're talking NBA. As we always do with you, you've got a prop bet for us in the Clipper Golden State game. Let's start there.
Yeah, this one is a pretty simple handicap for me. I'm looking at Kawhi Leonard over his 2.5 3-point makes. You're getting what's gone down a little bit now. You're getting about plus 120 to take it. And he played them 2 weeks ago. In that game, he had 7 3-pointers. And looking at his last 3 meetings versus Golden State. 7 3-pointers made, 5 3-pointers made, 3 3-pointers made. Looking at his last 3 games in general, 3, 3, and 6. Golden State is 5th as far as 3-pointers made allowed on the year. And when I'm looking at Kawhi's last 3 games, those are the 3 games he's been playing with Westbrook. So that's the difference, I think, now. He's a little bit more off ball. He has somebody to help set him up. And just looking at what Westbrook has been doing, 14 assists, 10 assists, 7 assists. So I was watching the games. I see Kawhi in the corner a little bit more. I just think he can be the one to take advantage of this Golden State defense the same way he's been ever since Westbrook has joined the team. So you're getting plus money to take it. He's hit it past 3 games. I like him.
Kawhi Leonard over 2.5 3-pointers makes a ton of sense to this bettor as well. Let's talk about the Wizards and the Raptors. There are a couple of props you're looking at in this game, both on the Washington side of the equation. I'll tell you what, this Wizards team, they showed it again in Atlanta the other night. They keep punching. I like the character of Washington, and I certainly like both of the guys who you're going to highlight here and the seasons they're having. Talk to me about Bradley Beal and Kyle Kuzma this evening.
Yeah, well, the Bradley Beal look, we're going to go over his 6.5 assists. And the handicap for this one is he just does a little bit more playmaking whenever Monte Morris is out of the lineup. His last 3 games without Morris, he cleared this one. I think it was 7, 8, and 10. And he's averaging a little bit above the 6.5 number that we're looking at today. So they're giving us plus 105 to take it. I think it's worth a shot here. And the Kuzma, I came on this show and we talked about 3-point props between Kuzma and Porzingis. And when I was on here last time, we came to the conclusion that Kuzma was a little bit better on the road, Porzingis a little bit better at home. But the difference is the market has caught up to Porzingis and they've raised his prop from 1.5 to 2.5, and he only averages 2 3-point makes. So Kuzma, we'll still look at him for his bottom 10 3-point defenses. He's averaging 2.9 3-point makes, 2.7 at home. Like I said, it's a little bit less, but still, you're getting plus 105 to take it versus a Raptors team who's a bottom 5 team defending at 3. So I think he gets there tonight. And also, Teddy, we talked about this Wizards team a little bit over the weekend, so I kind of want to talk about it a little bit more here right now. I think they're the right side in this game. They've been playing good basketball lately. They've been winning their games when they're an underdog. I think they've won 5 of their last 8 as an underdog or as a home dog straight up. And that just tells me that this team is going to come to play. And this game is really important. They're 10th and 9th in the standings. They're going to play back-to-back games. I just feel like Washington is the right side here versus a Raptors team who's been struggling on the road all year long. They've covered 1 game as a road favorite out of 10. They do not have a winning record on the road. Why do we expect them to win this game? Why would you want to lay points with them in this matchup? So I think the Wizards are the right side. The Kuzma prop versus those bottom 10 3-point defenses has hit 10 of the last 17 games. I like that one. And like I said, I like the Bill over 6.5 assists.
Skee Profit's joining us. You can find him at WagerTalk.com. Skee, we got one more game to talk about. You got 2 bets on it. Indiana and San Antonio. Fill us in.
Yeah, I think this will probably be a lower scoring game, but if you're going to expect points from anywhere, I think you have to look at 2 guys here on the Pacers side. This is a Spurs team who allows it was the worst 3-point defense in the league so far this season. Buddy Hield, his 3-point prop is at 3.5. He's cleared that 11 of his last 16 games. And I should have the number in front of me here. I think he's averaging closer to 4.5 or 4.7 3-point makes versus these bottom 10 3-point defenses. And also, we have to look at Miles Turner. He's cleared his 1.5 3-point makes 10 of his last 15 games. I don't think Halliburton is going to play tonight. He has a calf strain, and also his birthday just passed. He could be a little bit hungover. So without him in the games that we've seen Miles Turner play, he's hit that 2+ 3-point makes 6 of those 8 games. So he takes a little bit more, and I think both of those guys can cash their 3-point props tonight. So Buddy Hield over 3.5, Miles Turner over 1.5 versus the worst 3-point defense in the league.
So you said that you expect it to be a relatively low-scoring affair, given the total is was open 241, as high as 241. Now we're looking at as low as 238, and that certainly may have something to do with the Halliburton injury. We don't know yet if he's going to be able to play or not. The markets seem to think he's going to be able to play because we've seen a whole lot of money on Indiana for this ball game. Would you take these props whether Halliburton suits up or not, or is this based on him being in and or him being out of the lineup?
I would take them whether he's in or not. I mean, Halliburton honestly would only help set these guys up better. He's a great playmaker. It's just I know Miles Turner is going to shoot even more. It's not like he hasn't been hitting it when Halliburton is in the lineup. It's just I know he hit it when he was out. So I don't mind, whether he's in or out as far as those two props. And for the total, um, I just think you're looking at this Spurs team. They're likely to be without their leading scorer here in Keldon Johnson. I think he tweaked his ankle in that last game. So if you're going to be without him, the second leader scorer is going to come back in this game, but he hasn't played a game since January 2nd. I feel like he'll be a little bit rusty, be on a minutes limit. And in general, this Spurs team, the defense has gotten a little bit better lately. It hasn't been as pathetic. Only 2 of their last 10 games have eclipsed this number that we're looking at tonight. So you're missing all that offense from the Spurs side. They're playing a little bit better defense. Could potentially miss starting point guard on the Pacer side. That means less points for the full game. You have to do pretty much everything right to get over 238. And also, Teddy, my bad.
Yep.
Last thing is it's a flat spot. First game home after the long road trip for the Spurs. Usually I like the under in those kind of games.
Skee, what do you got to promote for everybody?
Well, I said in the beginning of the show, I've had 5 straight days of profits. I'm trying to make it 6 today, and I do have a 4% top play up and available at WagerTalk.com. So if you'd like to be involved, take advantage there. And it's not the only play. You guys know I'm a high volume bettor. If you want to know everything I'm on, the all access pass is there as well. And I appreciate you guys having me on.
Oh, we love having you on. Skee Profits, everyone. Teddy, twice, I screwed up the format of the show. I don't know what's going on with me, bro. Like, I've done the show. What are we at now? 3 years? I'm giving myself a mulligan. I give myself 9 mulligans every round, so I feel like that's fair. What did we learn in the wonderful world of sports betting, you miserable man?
Well, I lost my big game breakdown last night. It was a dumb play. Orlando was not the side, and I should have known it. The Magic off a loss or bet on. The Magic off a win, not as much, especially stepping up in class. And the Bucks have been great on the second of back-to-backs. Dumb play. I pushed on Tuesday if you got the best of the number. Many people lost. I lost on Monday. Last week wasn't good either. This is big game breakdown. It's a bettable opinion in a sport that we're short on for the day. It's a college basketball heavy show. I'll do an NBA play. It's an NFL heavy show. I'll do college football. The only season where I have no choice is MLB, and even then I like to slip in some NFL or college football as well. These aren't my best bets. Rarely, there's always something I have an opinion on. And over the course of the year, I expect to win pretty close to 11 out of 20 out of these. 55% is going to make money. Not get rich quick, but it's certainly positive expectation. And so far in 2023, it hasn't been that way. Twitter's let me know that. The comment section has let me know that. I know. Believe you me, I know. Every bet that I recommend, every bet that I play, I know how it does. I'm watching the games just like you are. I'm not ashamed. I'm not embarrassed. That being said, let's see if we can give her a big game breakdown slump buster later in the show. And if I can't, guess what? I'll try again tomorrow. Now, you guys have the option. Every big game breakdown. If you don't like them, you can pass. If you think they're long-term losers, that's fine. They're free. Get rich fading me then. You can do whatever you like with the information.
Said.
The goal of a big game breakdown is to help bettors understand the thought process behind wagers that I make. Plain and simple. Some of the thought processes are going to be spot on. Some of them aren't. But when you do it every day, the consistency. I don't take days off. I don't get anything. You can't. I can pass for the clients. I don't pass big game breakdowns. It's just the nature of what we do. And again, it's not embarrassing to me. I'm not ashamed when I'm skidding with my big game breakdowns. That being said, we like it a whole lot better. We can give you guys free winners as opposed to free losers. Let's see if we can do that if we have time later this show. Lawrence,
Teddy,
that's what I learned.
Yeah. Yeah, and very topical, great stuff. Trevor Cool Pass writes, "Hello, Teddy, longtime follower. When you do your big game breakdown, can you advise if it is a client play? If so, how many units? If not, give a reason why you shy away." You want to tackle that?
Yes, I probably should do that. Certainly when it's a client play, I should let you know. And if not, I should probably tell you why. That's excellent. An excellent suggestion. I will do my best to follow up on it. Today's big game breakdown, when we get to it, is not a client play. for what it's worth.
There you go. Teddy, George Wood writes, got to tell you, Prez, that thing with the naming their dog Prez was pretty dumb. Sorry, pal. What does that even mean? I think it's freaking great. I love the fact that I'm going to have these cute little furballs named after me. I bet you if I named my dog George Wood, you'd be pretty happy. Teddy, we're going to take a quick break. We're right back with your big game breakdown and, of course, the handsome Kyle Anthony.
How do you like to finish the college basketball season paying under $30 per week? Between now and Selection Sunday on March 12th, there's still tons of regular season college basketball action to go. Plus, all the conference tournaments and WagerTalk and Sports Memo are announcing their March Madness Bonanza special that will include the rest of the college basketball regular season, conference tournaments, NCAA tournament through the national championship, and any plays released in the NIT or CBI tournaments. That's right, from Monday, February 27th through Monday, April 3rd, there are 5 full weeks of hoops action, which breaks down to under $30 per week. Sign up for this promotion now on your favorite handicappers homepage and get the rest of the college basketball season through the national championship in Houston on Monday, April 3rd, plus all non-March Madness tourneys, including the NIT and CBI, all for only $149. That's under $5 a day for one of the best betting experiences in sports. Some call March Madness the most exciting time in sports betting, so act fast as the March Madness Bonanza special is only available for a limited time. Grab your favorite college basketball handicapper, or perhaps add 2 or 3 college hoops experts to make this March Madness not only exciting, but also profitable. No coupon is needed, just head to the homepage of the handicapper of choice and lock the $149 price in now. As the earlier you sign up, the more days you receive.
It is time for today's big game breakdown. And when you're in a big game breakdown slump, what do? Well, you go to the late game on the board and you bet against all the money. That's what I'm doing tonight. Pepperdine and Pacific West Coast Conference action. This is a 11:30 Eastern time tip-off late night action here in Las Vegas. Certainly Pepperdine's been an over machine all year. 19-8 to the over. Lorenzo Romar's team is all pace and no defense. Pacific's traded over as well. 16-13 to the over. Both regular season meetings, well, let's see. 80-75 went over by a half point. Total was 154.5. And 81-73 stayed under 162. The same total we're looking at today. So we didn't see crazy high scoring games between these two teams in the regular season. And this isn't a regular season meeting. It's a neutral floor here in Vegas. Something real is at stake, the chance to survive and advance. And both of these factors tend to slow things down, tend to result in a little bit more defense, a little bit lower shooting percentages. Last time out, Pepperdine only got to 67. Last 5 away from home, the Waves only broke 80 once. Pacific last 4 away from home, they scored in the 70s once, in the 60s once, in the 50s once, only once in the 80s. Pepperdine hasn't gotten a 160 in regulation in any West Coast Conference tourney game since 2020. Didn't look back any further. It's not really relevant. Last year's West Coast Conference tournament opener here in Vegas, Pepperdine got to 67, Pacific got to 66. And both teams cashed overs in those games, 141, 139.5. This total ain't that. Orleans is known for friendly rims. This number is only going up. I think there's a little bit of value the other way. Take the under Pacific and Pepperdine in West Coast action on Thursday. There's your big game breakdown. Lawrence, namaste, my friend. Back to you.
Teddy covers. You're winning this one tonight, dude. You are winning this big game breakdown tonight. I'm going to bet it. I'm going to bet it now. What was the play again?
Well, I will trade a big game breakdown loser to get your 5% as a winner. How about that?
Oh, well, aren't you the sweetest?
I'll make that
Namaste,
trade.
Theodore.
Yeah.
Richie Vegas writes, is Prez a dog owner? Yes, he is, Richie. And you know what my dog is called? Teddy, what's the name of my dog?
I don't know, but I'm assuming you have something that's named X, because that's the only name that you ever think of. X, when your dog goes upstairs and has sex with your friends.
You have been in my life. My dog is 16 years old, 17 years old.
It's Vegas. Your dog's named Vegas, yes. Yeah.
Right.
No,
my dog's named Vegas.
I can't believe that dog's still alive.
Yeah. I can't believe that dog's still alive either, dude. I think it's 18. Anyway, speaking of 18, Kyle Anthony comes to mind. Well, you're single and handsome. I don't get the correlation. Kyle. You're single and handsome. I'm thinking 18. Now, it could be 18 women. It could be 18 years old.
Listen, we talked
Kyle?
enough.
What do I know?
We talked enough about that in Vegas together. We had a big game breakdown in Vegas about some stuff.
You like to Stevie Wonder when you talk.
I can't help it. I talk with my hands, my body. I'm Italian. What do you want from me?
You're Italian. Yeah, you're right. Guys, let's get to 100 likes, please. And also make sure to subscribe to our channel. Greatly appreciated. Kyle, man, it's been a long time since we got to bet on a John Jones fight. Minus 165 against Gain, plus 140. What do we do here? I mean, this guy's got to be rusty, but he's still John frickin' Jones.
Right. There's a lot of moving parts to this fight, and I really think this is going to be a 25-minute kickboxing match. I think a lot of people are kind of thinking John Jones is going to look for level changes. Francis Ngannou had success with Gane, and I think that was more Gane wasn't prepared. It was kind of that thing where Ngannou never really went for takedowns. This is a situation where, to your point, Prez, I think it's two parts that are really big, two intangibles of this fight. And I think the first part, him moving up in weight. I mean, that is going to be a talking point for a lot of people, but him moving up in weight just in general is big, whether you're moving down or up. It's very important. But when you're looking at this fight, a lot of the things that made John Jones so incredibly good back 3 years ago was the fact that he had a lot of these physical advantages, and he's not going to have those things when it comes to the heavyweight division. He's not going to be able to bully the guys. He's not going to have that strength advantage. He's not going to have that massive reach advantage over a lot of these opponents. I think that is really a game changer. Also, the fact that how this is going to affect his body. We know that's a different game changer. Fighters talk about it all the time, where you're moving. How is it going to affect your cardio? Could affect your movement, could affect your quickness. Obviously, the physical part of things. There's a lot of moving parts for John Jones. As you talked about, years ago, guy is just and still a GOAT of the division. But when you're looking at it now, also the fact that he's 3 years out. So 3 years out, moving up a division, those are very, very important things when you're looking at this fight. Plus, 3 years ago, the last two fights that he had against Thiago Santos and Dominic Reyes were probably the worst two performances of his entire career, and arguably lost both of them. So there's a lot of things when you're looking at that part too. And I think the last part really of this fight is really coming down to the stylistically how they fight. And I have to give the advantage again to Ciryl Gane. Gane's going to have probably 20-pound advantage going into Saturday night, as well as the fact that leg kicks, be on the lookout. I think Gane is going to be firing leg kicks big time at John Jones' legs, those skinny legs of his. We've seen he struggled checking them against Reyes and against Santos. I think that Gane is too big. I think he's very quick. He doesn't move like a heavyweight. I love this plus money here. I actually think more money is going to be coming in on John Jones. I think you could possibly get an even better price on Gane, but I like Gane here. I think he goes out there and he becomes the champion.
Kyle Anthony says we have a live dog in the main event. Look at Ciryl Gane at the plus price. Let's take a look at one of the matches on the undercard, a big fight between Tabitha Ricci and Jessica Penny. The money's coming for Ricci. Total, she's about what? She's about minus $3 as we speak, a plus 240 on Penny as the underdog. Total in this fight, look at the WagerTalk live odds screen, 2.5 heavy money on the over. What do we do with Ricci and Penny?
Yeah, this is a fight here where Tabitha Ricci, we know what she's going to do. She's going to look to level change. She's going to look to get these takedowns. She's going to look to have top control, look to submission, or just kind of ride out the rounds. She's done very well kind of running that, basically that path for her. She's a black belt in judo, has good jiu-jitsu, great foundation for her overall, 8 professional fights, 3 in the UFC. She's doing some good things, and that's great. And I think what widens this line a little bit more is the fact that Penny is 40 40 years old. Now this is a 12-year difference between Tabitha and Jessica Penne. Normally over 10 years, it highly favors the younger fighter by a wide margin. But since Penne has come back, she is now 2-1. She took some time off. She's looked good. She's looked better. And I think the one biggest issue for Tabitha Ritchie is going to be the physicality part of this fight. And when you're looking at it, you've got Penne, who's going to have a 4-inch height advantage, a 5-inch reach advantage. And for somebody like Ricci, who does not have very good striking, not saying Penne is this high-level striker, but someone who does not have good striking, really throws big hooks just to cut distance, latch onto her opponent, look for the takedowns. And I give the better boxing to Penne. I think Penne is going to have the striking, the jab. She's going to stay on the outside, keep it standing. We're not going to be in the apex cage where it's going to be able for these fighters to kind of smother opponents up against the fence. I think she's able to kind of create space. And if you look at the grappling side of things as well, too, Penne's not no slouch there either. She's able to kind of scramble. She's got good grappling. She has that ability. So for me here in this spot, I mean, I think this is a spot where the line is way too wide here. I think this fight looks a lot closer than this line indicates. Minus 300 is implied probability around 75%. I don't see that. I think the experience goes to Penne as well, too, double the experience. So I like Penne here. I think this line is off. Plus 240 on Penne. If you really want to get crazy here and you want to do a little sprinkle, Penne via points plus 410, I think is another nice spot here for a little sprinkle. But I think this line's off, and I think Penne has a good shot to win.
Kyle Anthony, awesome stuff. Kyle, where can people see you, hear you? What do you got to promote? Fill us in.
Yeah, so WagerTalk.com, I have a 5% play up right now. Hit the last 5 of these and looking to run on a 6th one here. Love the spots. Have 3 plays in the package now. Going to be adding more, probably about 5 plays total for Saturday night. So go check it out.
Excellent stuff. Kyle Anthony, everybody. Teddy Covers. Dano writes, I don't have a dog. Can I name my wife Prez? Dano, I think your wife would prefer to name you Prez. Just getting that out there, man. Yeah, listen, you want to legally change your wife's name to Prez? I'll give you a year subscription, but I need legal proof that your wife's name is now Prez. That would be unbelievable. Teddy, we don't have 100 likes. So we're going to go to the
getting them
daily
right now.
Okay, you know what?
They're putting the likes together for you right now.
We're at 93. What should I do? What should I do, Teddy?
Do the presidential address. The 93 people that have liked the show want to hear you do it. And even I, Lawrence, am looking forward to tuning you out for the next few minutes.
Oh, you can tune me out till tomorrow right after this show. Okay, guys, I got a few NHL bets for you tonight in this video. Before we get into that, I want to make mention, I went 5-0 yesterday with my clients. I went 2-3 on Tuesday. I went 4-1 on Monday. So in the last 3 days, I've put down a 4-1 and a 5-0. I'm on a 10-2 college hoops run. My NBA has been ridiculous start to finish. I'm up close to 80 units of profit this NBA season. I have a 5% NBA play going tonight. You guys can get that over at WagerTalk. It comes with 3 college hoops plays. My college hoops is over 40 units on the season, 6-1 run, and 1 NHL play, and I'm on a 7-3 NHL run. So, man, since September, like, I'm not kidding you, I think this has been the best 6 months of betting of my entire betting life. That's how good the last 6 months have been for me. And so many of you guys have been playing it all the way through. I can't thank you enough. Head over to WagerTalk, grab today's package, please. Okay, as for your free picks tonight, right off the bat, I like the Vancouver and Minnesota Wild to go over the total of 6. It's a free pickup at WagerTalk. You can read my reasons why, but anytime I can get a 6 on a Vancouver game, I'm going to take it over. I know Minnesota is struggling to score, but if you got a fever, you need more cowbells. And if you can't score, you need to play Vancouver. Toronto and Calgary over the total of 6.5. Toronto's on a back-to-back. We should see a crappy goalie in that, Joseph Woll. For Toronto, Calgary's in must-win mode. I think we get this game to go over the total. And I like the New York Rangers in regulation as well. That's a plus 110. That's it for me. Teddy, brother, hard stop at 12:45. I did it. Take us home.
Yeah, I'm going to be on Jay Money's NBA show today. So at top of the hour. Hence the hard out for today. Check out Lawrence's 5% play in NBA this evening and enjoy the games, whether you get to play or not. Best of luck with all your wagers. We'll see you guys right here on WagerTalk Today again tomorrow.
How do you like to finish the college basketball season paying under $30 per week? Between now and Selection Sunday on March 12th, there's still tons of regular season college basketball action to go. Plus, all of the conference tournaments and WagerTalk and Sports Memo are announcing their March Madness Bonanza special that will include the rest of the college basketball regular season, conference tournaments, NCAA tournament through the national championship, and any plays released in the NIT or CBI tournaments. That's right, from Monday, February 27th through Monday, April 3rd, there are 5 full weeks of hoops action, which breaks down to under $30 per week. Sign up for this promotion now on your favorite handicappers homepage and get the rest of the college basketball season through the national championship in Houston on Monday, April 3rd, plus all non-March Madness tourneys, including the NIT and CBI, all for only $149. That's under $5 a day for one of the best betting experiences in sports. Some call March Madness the most exciting time in sports betting, so act fast as the March Madness Bonanza special is only available for a limited time. Grab your favorite college basketball handicapper, or perhaps add 2 or 3 college hoops experts to make this March Madness not only exciting, but also profitable. No coupon is needed. Just head to the homepage of the handicapper of choice and lock the $149 price in now. As the earlier you sign up, the more days you receive.